Potato season is here. We're getting our potatoes prepared for planting on or around Valentine's Day, which is the most common reference point here for us in Zone 9A. We're going to keep a few things on hand while we cut them. The first being a little bit of dusting sulfur and something to cut with. Sharp knife, pocket knife is just fine. We're going to look at our potatoes and we're going to see how we can cut them. If we've got smaller potatoes that have a couple eyes on each side, we can cut them in half like we're doing here. If we have a larger potato with many eyes, we could also quarter them. Once we've got them cut, we're going to take the cut surface and we're going to dip it into the dusting sulfur, and the moisture on the potato is going to hold that sulfur on, and that's going to help us put a protective barrier on the potato for when we put it in the ground. So if you've planted before and it's been rather damp during the initial part of the season, rot is a very common enemy with planting potatoes. So putting the dusting sulfur on here is going to kind of coat over it. It's going to heal it up almost like a scab on a wound and help keep that surface from rotting. You might notice we're going to leave some potatoes whole. It's perfectly okay to plant a whole potato. They don't necessarily have to be cut, but cutting is going to increase your yield by increasing the amount of starts you have. So we've kind of placed these and let them scab over for a couple days and dry up. A couple of them we probably let go a little too long, but they're still firm. They're not rotting, so we're going to plant them anyway. So the first thing we like to do is begin to dig our hole, and we kind of lay our potatoes out where we want them to make sure we have the spacing that we want in our beds. This bed already was rather low, so we're putting them towards the bottom, leaving 3 to 4 inches of soil beneath the potato, and we're going to lay them in there with the eyes facing up. It's always a good idea to make sure your soil is rather nice and loose. Drainage is really important, as if we hold too much moisture, then we're going to increase the chance for rot and loss of our starts. Once we finish putting all of our potatoes and we've got our layout done, we're going to begin to cover them. We want to cover them with 2 to 3 inches of soil. We want to make sure that we don't bury them too deep. Once we've got them covered, we're going to add a little bit of a balanced organic fertilizer across the entire bed, ensuring our plants have plenty of nutrition.